Yo, what's good everyone? So I'm back in my room right now. I know the last video, there's been a spider in my room somewhere and I haven't really been able to film videos in here. I'm pretty sure I have arachnophobia, so I got over that, but now I'm back. But basically the other day I was in my room in a corner somewhere and I was putting my pants on. It was 6:30 in the morning and I turned around. Next to my mirror there's literally a spider this big. It's kind of hard to explain, but it was it caught me so off guard. And I went to hit it with a broom and it literally right when I got to it, it fell down. So I literally have no idea where it's at. I disinfected my whole room. I cleaned it out. I put spider traps everywhere. I sprayed the room twice. So if it's still in here, I have no idea where it's at. But with all that set aside, the Galaxy Note 8 came out 2 days ago, but the Galaxy Note 5 was the last phone that ever came out by Samsung, technically speaking. That's the Note version. So I just wanted to see how the Note 5 compares to the Note 8. But starting off, they look completely nothing alike. So the Galaxy Note 8 got rid of the home button on the front, and obviously they went more streamlined with the Galaxy S8 and Galaxy S8 Plus. Is that weird? And they moved the fingerprint sensor up in the back of the phone as well, which I'm not really a fan of. I mean, I like the placement of the Nexus 6P and the Pixel where that fingerprint sensor is, but with the Note 8, they moved it up with the rear camera. But on the Note 5, the fingerprint sensor is embedded in the home button, and I love that way more. I prefer the home button being in the front of the phone or right in the back right there. I don't like this whole having to reach all the way up here to unlock the phone. And the screens are different sizes as well. The Note 5 has a 5.7-inch screen, but the Note 8 has a 6.3-inch screen, which is a huge upgrade, but the phones are kind of similar in size. Obviously the Note 8 is a little bit bigger, but it's not too much. If you're holding a 6.3-inch screen phone, you would expect it to be bigger, but because it has a way less bezel, they were able to fit a huge screen in a smaller body. But they're both really good looking panels, so they're both Quad HD, very high pixels per inch PPI. I think the Galaxy Note 8 has a higher PPI than the Galaxy Note 5. And fun fact, the Galaxy Note 4 actually has a Quad HD screen as well, so that's kind of interesting. Turning on the Note 8, you have the latest official version of Android, which is Android 7.1. Android O just came out, Android 8.0, but I think I'm going to review that soon. I'm not really sure. But the Galaxy Note 5 has hit its end peak of updates. I believe it's on Android 7.0 right now. I don't think it's getting any more updates after that. Or Samsung, I might have said it. I don't really remember. Now, switching to the back of the phones, the Note 5 had a 16 megapixel camera, and that camera was awesome. I had a chance to play with it, and it was amazing. You can get some really good shots out of the Note 5, but the Note 8, they changed it to a 12 megapixel camera, but this time you have two cameras. So Samsung said in its keynote and everything, they said basically the Note 8's camera is a lot better. And I agree with that because a lot of the hardware and software tweaks that the Note 8 has, the Note 5 doesn't necessarily have because it's more hardware than it is software. So with two cameras, you can do a lot more than you can with one camera. That's the way I look at it. Performance wise, the Note 5 was definitely a speedy phone. I never really saw it being slow, but Samsung always adds in their bloatware and stuff. So they did a decent job with it at the Note 5. But with the Note 8, hopefully they strip it down to a lot less bloatware and they keep a little bit more stock than they usually do. But within the Note 8, they actually upped the specs. So the Note 8 has an octa-core processor clocked in at 2.3 gigahertz, but the Note 5 also has an octa-core processor, but that's clocked in at 2.1 gigahertz. And there's also 6 gigabytes of RAM in the Note 8, but there's only 4 gigabytes of RAM in the Note 5. But 4 gigs of RAM is amazing. I have 2 gigs of RAM on my 6 Plus, and I had 2 gigs of RAM on my LG G2, and that thing still holds up to everything I throw at it. Unless you're gonna have 45,000 apps in the background of your phone, I really don't think you're gonna see a completely huge difference between a 4 gigabyte phone and a 6 gigabyte RAM phone. I mean, I might be wrong. The great feature that the Note 8 has is the addition of the SD card slot. Now, I believe the Note 7 had an SD card slot. You can't buy those anymore, but the fact that Samsung actually brought that back into the Note 8 is amazing. The Note 5 does not have an SD card slot, so just remember that. Now here's the interesting thing. The Note 5 had a 3000 mAh battery, which was not really good. I mean, it's a kind of a huge battery, but the fact that the Note 5 had amazing specs at the time, and it still does, the battery life wasn't really the best. With the Note 8, they upped that to a 3300 mAh battery, but they also upped the specs. So I feel in the beginning the battery's gonna be good, and the battery's not removable on any of these phones. So the battery might start off pretty decent, but the battery's gonna deteriorate and it's just gonna get worse and worse. So you might have to carry an extra battery pack with you or whatever. But both phones do support wireless charging, so you can just slap your phone on a charger, you can be good to go. All in all, the Note 8 is obviously a better phone than the Note 5 it's supposed to be. But price per dollar and price per usage, or whatever that thing I used to say, when it comes out, the Note 8 is going to cost over $1,000, which is is a lot of money for a phone, but you can get a Note 5 almost brand new, or even brand new. If I can find some like links on Amazon, I'll go ahead and put them in the description, but I'm pretty sure you can get a brand new one for like a couple $100s. So obviously the Note 8 is an amazing phone, but the Note 5 is still a very powerful phone, and you can even make it more powerful if you want to root it and throw a custom ROM on it, like I usually do whenever I get an Android phone. I plan on keeping it for a while. So the choice is yours. I would say if it was in my position and if I wanted to save money, I would get the Note 5. Or even if you want to stay away from the bloatware and stuff, you can always pick up the S8 if you don't mind losing the S Pen feature. But guys, that's pretty much it. Hopefully I explained it to the best of my ability. I'll leave links to the Note 5 in the description below. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe. I post videos every single day, so every single day you get a little piece of me, a little piece of my life. Like this video if you enjoyed it. If you guys have any questions or anything at all, leave them down in the comment section. I will try my best to answer them. Add me on all the social networks you see on the screen: Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter. I think that's how it goes, or Instagram, Twitter, one. Snapchat's in the middle. Add me on everything. I'll try to talk to you guys back on there. I'm not really always like particularly like the best at talking to you guys back on there, but I promise you guys I'll try my best. More importantly than anything else I've said in this video though, I love all of you guys, and hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.